Hi, welcome. So today we have 15 minutes of Pilates. So Pilates focuses on your core workout, but it has a lot of upper and lower body movement around the core as well. We're just going to do a couple of really quick things today to give you kind of an idea of it. You can definitely repeat the workout to get a little more done. There is a whole lot of standing work that goes with Pilates today. We're not going to focus on that today. We're going to work from the plank and from down on the mat. So let's go ahead and get started. You need a mat. Grab some water. You can do this with or without shoes on. And we're going to start just in our seat. So we're just going to warm up our core and our spine and our hips a little bit first. So with your legs either folded or with one leg out to the side, just rock into your sits bones a little bit and start moving that rib cage, that spine, get that lateral movement. Should just feel good. And then as we settle into the center, shoulders pulled away, we'll take a nice deep breath. Inhale, lift your right side as high as you can. And gently release it down, and then lift, stretch that left side up. And release that side down. This time we'll drop that right hand, reach that left arm up and over. Open the palms, lengthen, stretch, and really feel that space down the rib cage. Take an inhale. Then on your exhale, bring that left hand across your right knee, stretching out into that corner. And do a smooth sweep across. Let that left hand drop. Your right arm now comes up and over. Soften that left elbow, and we're lifting out of that sideways, opening up that space, turning the palms, looking up underneath that right arm a little bit. A breath there, inhale. And then we'll take that right shoulder over that left knee. Your thumb is now up. We're stretching through that mid-back space. And then that right arm will sweep across. Again, both arms will come up. Here we'll bend our knees and wrap your arms around the outside. Now, or underneath, whichever one feels better. And we'll just soften the chin to the chest and pull the middle of your shoulder blades back. So we're rounding the spine. Then we'll pull against the legs and lift up top. So we're rounding the spine back, softening the chin. And inhale, we're pulling and lifting up top. Just getting that spine warm. Round back and lift up. Now here, you'll switch your legs. You can the opposite leg in front or the opposite leg kicking out to the side. If you're going from that position, we'll do that deep breath inhale again. Here, the left side reaches taller. And releases. And then the right side, lift your reach and stretch. And release. And then that left arm will drop to the left. That right arm will reach up and over. Should feel like we have a little more movement now. We're lengthening through that rib cage, taking a deep breath. Then that right shoulder will come around that left knee, and we'll do that full sweep across. Then that right arm releases. That left arm stretches, reaches up and over. Again, a deep breath inhale. And then that left shoulder moves across the knee, and we sweep it across. Here we bring both arms up. We bend the knees again. Wrap the elbows around the outside or underneath. We pull the spine back, soften the chin to the chest. And then lift your ribcage top. Exhale, round your spine. Inhale, lift up tall. One more time. Exhale, round back. And inhale, lift tall. So good. Hopefully we have some movement through the ribs and the spine there. We'll then find our seat. Their feet at one end of the mat, their hip distance apart. We'll pull those shoulders away and lift the ribcage nice and tall. And we'll just bring our arms out parallel to the thighs. Now, as you hinge your torso back, you should feel those muscles of the core engaged, right? They're holding that torso upward. We're lifting the sides of the waist. Our shoulders are relaxed. And hands can always soften here anytime you wish. Then we'll just lift up top. So we're just warming up. hinging back, some space under the chin. So this is our V sit. We're making that nice V shape, and then we lift. Exhale, we hinge. And inhale, we lift. One more time. Exhale, we hinge. So we're just getting that blood flow to that core space. And inhale, we lift. This time, we're going to round. So instead of lengthening the sides of the waist, we're drawing that core space in, rounding the spine down. As your shoulders and the back of your head release, bring your knees in one at a time and hug them into your chest. Maybe you make some gentle movement through that lower back space. And this is a nice release to do anytime your body feels like it needs it. Then we'll keep that right knee in, and you can either reach around to your shin or reach behind your hamstring. As you hug the right knee in, you'll round your shoulders up like you're doing a crunch, and you'll draw your nose toward your knee. And then that left leg will extend. We're toning that core space in. We inhale. Exhale, we'll switch. We'll draw in toward our left knee. So you get that little bit of a crunch action, lifting the shoulder blades. We're lengthening that other leg out. The low belly is drawing in toward the core space. And we continue to switch. And we move with each breath. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Then we'll bring both knees in. Relax your neck and shoulders. This time we'll bring our fingertips to support the base of the skull. And you're allowing the weight of your head to rest in those fingertips. We're going to make this almost the same knee pattern here. We're going to lift our shoulders up. This time you'll keep your left knee as is. Take that right leg away and gently rotate that right shoulder across. Try to point your elbow up so it feels like it's aligned with your ear. Then we come back to center, bring that right knee in. Then we push that left toe away. We rotate that left shoulder. Again, elbow pointed up instead of tucking it. Then we bring that left knee in, shoulders down. Push right, rotate right shoulder across. Come back to center knees and draw that belly toward the floor. Push your left heel, rotate your left shoulder. Come back in, inhale. Push right, rotate right shoulder. Inhale, center. Push left, turn left shoulder. Inhale, center. Push right, turn right shoulder. Inhale, center. Push left, turn left shoulder. Beautiful. Bring both knees in. Relax neck and shoulders. Give those knees another squeeze into your chest. So that's working that core, that rotation's working those obliques, getting all that warmed up. Here we're going to bring our heels down. We're going to focus on the back of our body, lower back, glutes, hamstrings, calves. So this is your bridge position with your heels lined up almost underneath your knees, but maybe just slightly further away, and your arms to the side. Shoulder blades are flat. The back of the head is resting gently. Your jaw is softened. You'll press your feet down into the mat. Feel like your heels are pulling towards your shoulders as you peel your hips up. Here, we squeeze our inner knees and glutes towards center. Now, bringing your arms up, straight up to the sky is a nice option here. If you find that that's too much, just leave your arms to the side. Lower your hips, release your arms. Ready? Press your feet strong. Lift your hips. Squeeze those inner thighs and glutes, maybe arms up. Inhale, release down. Exhale, press and lift. Inner thighs and glutes. Inhale, soften down. Exhale, press and lift. Really feel the backside. Inhale, release down. Exhale, press and lift, squeeze. Inhale, down. Now we can build on our bridges in several different ways. I'll show just a couple of them. Exhale, press, lift, hips up, arms up. This time try lifting your heels. Feel those calves engage deeper. Your hips get a little higher. Then the heels come down, the hips and arms release. Again, hips up, arms up. Maybe your heels lift. Heels down, hips and arms release. So these are all different options. You can kind of choose what works best for you today. Hips and arms, heels up, heels down, hips and arms release. Another option is to move to single bridge. So you press, lift those hips and arms up. Can you lift your left toe to the ceiling? Or you can lift it out here. You bring it down. You release the hips, right? So that right hamstring should have got a lot more work. Hips up, arms up. Maybe your right toe goes to the ceiling, or maybe you extend it out here. You bring it heel down, you release hips and arms. Let's try that one more set. Any variation that you like. Maybe you want heels up, maybe you extend your left toe. And then we release, we bring it down. Then the hips lift, the arms lift. Maybe both heels or maybe right toe. Then we bring it down. We lower our hips to the floor. Beautiful. So that's just a little core and bridge work that is very common in Pilates. Here we're going to wrap our hands around the back of our knees. Tuck your chin to your chest. Kick your heels just enough to round your spine up. Find your tall seat. And then we'll bring our torso around. Here we'll do a little bit of our plank work. But we're going to start in our table. Now, any of your plank work can be done from straight arms or it can be done from forearms. So if you have issues with your wrists, you might find this alternative works better for you. So in our table space, our hands or elbows are directly underneath your shoulders and your knees are directly underneath your hips. The top of the head is reaching forward. Then you do that draw in, lift in that rib cage so your spine is nice and long, but we're not rounding the rib cage. We're keeping it long. Top of the head to the tailbone is a straight line. So this is your table. We take a breath, inhale. Then we'll tuck our toes. Here we'll just lift our knees an inch or so. Right, so this is a balanced table, so you should feel how your core has to engage to make that work. Then we'll tap those knees down. Again, we brace the core, we lengthen, arms are long or elbows bent, and lift those knees. Strong center, beautiful. Then the knees tap down. We'll drop our toes under, and then we'll work that upper body a little bit by shifting your shoulders forward. Keep that toned belly. Now, as you lower your chest down, try to hug your elbows to your ribs and just go to where you feel those triceps engaged. Then give it a solid press and then shift back to your table. Let's try one more there. We shift forward. We tone the belly. Elbows hug the rib cage. We press up and we shift back. Beautiful. Go ahead and maybe shift your hips from side to side. Maybe bring your elbows down and circle your wrists. Whatever feels nice for you here. So that's one option for some upper body work, along with core. To increase the range here, we'll reach those arms forward. And this time we'll bring our shoulders over our fingertips. So this is knee plank. We're toning into that belly space. So you feel the top of the head lengthening out, your core is engaged. We hold, inhale. Now you can do that tuck of the toes and lift the knees there, finding a full plank. And then tapping the knees down. Feel how your core engages more. Maybe one more time, lift up into plank. Beautiful. This time those knees will settle down. We'll do that same upper body work, elbows hugging the ribs. It's called a hover. Just go down to whatever depth works for you. Then press. One more time, elbows in. And push. Beautiful. Go ahead and sit back. This is child's pose. Great release for the hips, for that upper body space. Maybe you do some shifting from side to side. And then we'll walk our hands forward. As you bring your shoulders forward, just lower your hips to the floor. So remember your lower back is part of your core space. So there's a lot of potential lower back work in Pilates, and there's lots of different variations. I'm just gonna start with a Superman. So we have that full length of our neck here. As we have our hands out front, our elbows are touching the floor. And we're on our fingertips. Now, to help support your lower back, what you want to do is take that space just below your belly button, pull it away from the floor. So it feels like you've got a little tunnel space underneath your belly button. Try to hold that in and lift your heart forward. So here we're first pressing our feet down, and we'll let our fingertips maybe float up. If that feels like it's too much for your lower back, fingertips stay down. Then we lower the fingers, elbows, and chest. Let's do that again. Tone that belly, lift your heart forward, elbows left. Your belly is drawn away from the floor. Maybe those arms float up alongside your ear. Should feel that work coming from your lower back. Then those fingertips come down. We lower the elbows and the hips. Now we can build on that by tucking that belly space, lifting the elbows, looking forward, and then maybe you reach your arms, but maybe your toes lift this time too. There's your full Superman. Toes and fingertips lower, elbows and rib cage soften. I say, feel that? Draw that belly space away from the floor again. We lift the heart forward. Then as the arms lift, maybe you play with lifting those toes. Breathe, inhale. As always, if anything feels like it's just too much, then you go back to your earlier variation. Elbows and toes come down. Beautiful. Move your hands to the sides. Tuck your low belly space. Lift your tailbone up. As you push up, you'll walk your knees out wide and sit back into your hips. We're allowing that lower back space to release. Maybe your forehead rests completely on the floor here. We'll take a long breath, shoulders release. And we sigh. So this is a really nice release for your lower back if you've done some work on it. And then we'll let the torso round out. We'll bring our hips and legs around. So that's just a little quick thing of Pilates. There's so much more to it, but 15 minutes feels pretty good. Let those shoulders release, open your palms. Take a deep breath. Now here we'll release those triceps from the upper body work. Bend your right elbow over, just draw it over to the left side, but you're pushing that right elbow toward the sky. Inhale, center. Left arm up. Reach it, your fingertips across. Draw the elbow over and then push the elbow toward the sky. Inhale, reach up top. Fold your palms forward, soften your chin to your chest, releasing that upper back space. Maybe nod your head gently. Then inhale, reach up. Do that. Draw in of your knees, elbows wrap around, pull your spine back, drop your chin. Maybe nod your head gently. Inhale, pull against, lift your ribcage tall. We'll just take our legs out front. This way so you can see. Toes pulling in toward your shins. Nice lifted ribcage as we hinge forward. Feel that lengthening through the back of the legs. The toes are pulling in. Your heels are trying to lift. That space behind the knees is pressing down. Try not to round your shoulders. Keep the sides of your waist lifted as you hinge into it. Lengthening. Breathe. Inhale. Then we sit back up. We shake out those legs. And we find our seat. Beautiful work. Thank you for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Happy 15 minutes of February.